Hello everyone, welcome back to Dragonfly Engineering. So this week I've got a quick shop update and probably talk about some plans for 2025 coming up for some new projects that I can show to the viewers like you. But recently we did some rearranging of the shop. This is the back of the middle unit that has all the injection molding equipment, like the dual shot molding machine you can see the back end of. And then this is the plastic dryer here. And where the 90-ton machine that used to be in the front clean room, it was actually moved to back here where the sheet metal brake used to be. So I actually moved the sheet metal brake over to the warehouse area, which will become a sheet metal fabrication and powder coating facility. Started in 2025, so that should be exciting. But yeah, I actually had an episode several months ago with my nephew where we started to move this machine out of the front clean room. Well, I finally now got it placed basically at the back. So this is the roll-up door and the back door. And got it recommissioned to run parts. So right now we've got a customer's mold in there, and it's a proprietary part, so I can only show the mold in the closed position. Had a few fitment issues. Let me flip the camera around. All right, so yeah, I was able to basically fit this 90-ton clamping force molding machine, which weighs about 7,700 pounds, into this location, but it's a little tight over here. So this is the water chiller that keeps this rather old molding machine cooled, as it uses an induction motor, which you can probably see down there, that big old motor right there. Runs all the time and it runs hot compared to the servo motors that most modern molding machines run on. But yeah, I was able to fit it in. But one of the issues is the conveying part system, the HO scale conveying system. Oh, here's a train coming. Hold on. Sorry, I meant to say a plane is coming. Anyway, this is the return loop for the track for moving parts from the molding machine over there, or this molding machine, into the front clean room. So you can see that track goes all the way to the front. And I use that a lot for shuttling parts inexpensively instead of buying some big conveying system. And it works, it's worked good. I've made like, I don't know, 15,000 parts using this train track and trains. But the loop about right there interferes with the door that's supposed to be on this track right here and these switches. So I am able to operate this machine with the door off, even though I don't think that's the way it should be. It's like a safety hazard, but I don't have employees, so what are you gonna do? But I do need to get this door back on the molding machine here. And also, if I do have the door on, I can't access this area, you know, the injection unit, but I can't actually pull the hopper forward to extract the pellets that's in the hopper. So that's an issue. The door stops like right here. So it's a real hassle to clean out the hopper for your next run. So what I need to do is basically extend this P-shaped track return diameter further over, probably, and bolt it to the wall right there, so that I just have a straight track section like over here in this location, so that the door will actually open and not crash into the track. So anyway, that's one thing I got to deal with. But I can run parts for now, but I got to move this over as soon as possible. The air compressor probably also needs to move this way as well. I may move my cooling system water sump to some other location, and then this chiller is dumping into it. So I may actually put this chiller up on the wall, like up here, with some brackets. That's a concrete wall, so I can hammer drill and attach a relatively light part, which this chiller is, onto the wall itself. Let's go around to the back side of this molding machine where Big Yellow's operating space is. That big robot right there. All right, so we're still straightening things up. I gotta bolt the robot safety cage back together with the door here. And this was a a pump and a hydraulic oil filter, because I did change the oil out on this 90-ton machine and added more oil to it. So you can see we got more oil, because this thing does have a slow leak, which hopefully I can find and fix. Another thing I had to do was run CLR, this stuff, calcium lime rust remover, through the throat chiller, which is basically at the base of the hopper, about right here, and that was rusted shut. So I actually had problems with the plastic getting too hot and melting in the base of the hopper and causing problems with the molding machine to run. So I took it apart, got some CLR through it, and it's now open. I had to, basically poke out some rust and stuff in there. But I do need to set up the permanent system. So we got the house cooling lines, the blue and the red PVC pipe, and that's going to be plumbed on the back of this machine, bridge over this gap, and then connect into the dual shot molding machine. And this hopper, I think, will stay here. It's not in a super ideal location, but it is out of the way. And the only other consideration would be the swing and the work travel of the big yellow robot, which currently has a pad printing end effector on it, because I was printing graphics on some molded parts. But yeah, this big yellow robot, I think, will be able to actually service by pulling parts out of the back of the 90-ton molding machine and the 250-ton dual shot molding machine at the same time, and then either load parts onto the track or do assembly work on this table here. So let's go back to the other side. Now I did have a mishap with this molding machine in the process of moving it using the forklift, because I had forklift extensions, which I bought on, I think, from Beaver. So yeah, basically the forklift, its standard fork length is like maybe 40 inches or so, but I really needed a much deeper access, or basically reach, to get under this molding machine, which weighs 7,700 pounds, which actually happens to be the load limit of that forklift that I bought about a year ago. So that actually worked out, and the machine was able to lift this, plus the sheet metal brake that we'll take a look at in a second, which also ironically weighs 7,700 pounds. So both machines match the load capacity of the forklift, but with the fork extensions on it, and I'll show you those here right now. Okay, so this is the fork extension. It's like maybe 200 bucks, and there's two of them. But as soon as you start using them, they start to bow. I don't know if you can see the bow in this one, but these things are not super structurally sound. When I was lifting the molding machine up, the fork extensions were extended kind of diagonally, and I don't think I have any footage of this, but if you imagine under the molding machine, this is like the actual welded body, which is the hydraulic tank, like 1/4-inch plate steel, and then this ledge right here is a sheet metal ledge that houses the electronics. So you can probably see like how this is an electronics cabinet that's bolted onto the heavier weldment. I guess it's 3/16 steel. But what happened with the forklift extensions is that the forklift extensions are kind of flimsy, so you can't really rely on them to pick up a lot of load. And in this case, the forklift extension, which is kind of a spring, a sheet metal spring on the end of the actual solid fork, was just riding on this edge right here. And then it slipped off, and then with its spring-loaded energy, it basically smacked the bottom of this electronics cabinet with, I don't know, like 1,000 pounds of force and probably, 4 meters per second or something. So we heard this big whack sound when we were moving this machine, when the forklift extension, which was spring-loaded, slid off and smacked the bottom of the electronics enclosure. Well, unfortunately, the computer, the main computer, is basically right under where that forklift spring-loaded extension smacked the bottom of the cabinet, and it basically launched all of these cards in the computer out of the bus rack.
I'll get that, don't worry about it.
At the bottom. So like this card, it has the battery backup. It's like an inch launched out of the card edge connector. And these two cards were also launched out. The ones that were screwed down were fine. So these were all intact, but these three cards basically shot out of the computer main frame itself. So thus, when I turned on the machine, after just moving it like 20 feet, the machine was completely dead and its memory was wiped because those two batteries were disconnected from the rest of the computer. I think this is the main computer, and you can kind of see the processor in there, like that's the main processor. But the battery backup here was gone. So it lost all of its memory. So I had to call up Boy Service, and they were really actually super handy, or super helpful. And the guy basically talked me through how to reload all of the configurations and the memory of this molding machine after I put the cards back in place and replace those batteries, because I might as well, since it already wiped the memory. Anyway, so that was a little bit of a snafu, but we're back and running now, thanks to the service people at Boy Machines. And what is it? They're in Pennsylvania. What's the name of the town? I forgot the name of the town, but Boy Machines in Pennsylvania is the U.S. office, and they helped out great.
Okay, we're rolling.
Okay, I think I'm still up on my mast.
All right. Okay, your blade tips are good. Can you see your right side okay?
Yeah.
All right, I'll spot you on the left here. You're gonna need to cut a bit here when you can. Okay, you're clear here.
How's it look over here?
Looking very.
I got a lot of room over there.
You have a little bit of room over there. Yeah, you're gonna have to. This is gonna be tight. This is gonna be real close. But come on in. Okay, you're clear on this side, and you're clear on this side. Okay, you're gonna hit your mixer here. Hold on. Cement mixer.
Oh.
Let me get in here. Let's see here. Okay.
Oh, clear?
Yeah, you're clear.
All right, I'm moving forward.
Okay. You're good. Looking good on this side. Hold on just a sec. Come around this side. Okay, yeah, you're looking good. You want to go ahead and cut right and
Okay.
straighten out a bit. There you go. Cut right. A little more, a little more, a little more, a little more. Straighten out and come straight in. Hold on just a second here. This chain bag on this crane is kind of in the way.
What if I turn left?
Yeah, you're gonna have to back out and scooch over left unless you can shift your forks to the left.
Oh yeah, let me do that. All right, shifting.
Oh,
I can't do it much.
beautiful, beautiful. That's, oh crap. Need another ½ inch.
Oh, okay.
All right, yeah, you're gonna have to back out.
I'm gonna shift. And I can turn too.
Yeah,
All right, you ready?
yeah, back,
Forward and turning.
back up and turn.
Oh, you want me to back
You
up?
need to back up. Yeah, you're gonna hit your crane otherwise. Okay, good. You're clear.
Going forward.
Come forward. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Right there. Back up just a bit.
I can drop too.
Right there. Okay. Actually, this is a good place to drop. Yeah, oh, is it back into your fork?
Yeah, I'm in.
Are you inside?
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to park here, that's good.
Okay. I guess we'll do. I'm gonna lower it now.
Yeah.
And all right. Well, we need the cribbing because.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna need to get the cribbing. This is not gonna be a really good video. It's just a whole lot of way too close stuff. But,
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. All right, so we're over here in the warehouse, which is updated a little bit, still quite packed, but I'm working on organizing. But yeah, so here's the semi-new location of the sheet metal brake that was moved with our forklift here, or new to me forklift, and follow up to the melting down battery story from several months ago. The lead acid battery is now just dead weight, is decommissioned, and these lithium ion batteries are temporarily strapped to the top, and this creates the 48 volts at probably 200 or 300 amps that now runs the forklift with new battery cables and a new connection, and then this is the old lead acid battery connection, which is probably permanently dead at this point. And then this is the lead acid battery, which ironically is the cheapest solution to keep the spec weight. We need 3,500 pounds, according to the I guess the spec written on the machine itself. And actually, the old battery was like 200 pounds too light. Battery weight minimum is 3,400 pounds, and this one was 3,269 pounds. So like 130 pounds off. Anyway, and these batteries probably weigh maybe 75 pounds, so we're just about at the minimum spec for the 7,700 pound load capacity. So I'm going to back this forklift out of here, and I can briefly show the fork extensions, which are these guys, and how they go onto the standard forks of the forklift. Turn on the key. You got full power. I did notice that the lithium-ion batteries basically give you very little warning. Like basically when that green dot goes to the not totally full position, you only have maybe 10% of your battery left. And I actually had this thing stall out in the alleyway shortly after moving all of this stuff, because it doesn't really go down to the red like the lithium-ion or the lead acid battery did. It kind of, because these batteries have a battery management system, like a little circuit board in them, and it doesn't give as much warning as the lead acid batteries does. It just basically, the green light goes to there, the next step is dead. Anyway, so let's back this thing up with the reverse pedal. I'll just drive it over to the shop, or to the molding shop. And then I'll grab those fork extensions. The molding machine is warming up right now. That's that sound. I'll be right back. It's I think 6mm regular steel, mild steel. So you do basically quickly tend to bend them if you're trying to pick up loads greater than what they're rated for. So, you know, your load can slide off the end because this is flexing down. If you put plywood down, then that's a good friction intermediary layer so that your load doesn't want to slide as much. But anyway, be aware that these do droop. But the way to load it is you just loop it onto your foot and then set it down, and it won't come off because of this tether in the back that's welded on. And that's it. And I had to use this for both the brake and the molding machine that's behind you. Yeah, and then this is what was spring loaded and smacked the bottom of the control cabinet, which launched all the circuit boards out of the computer for the molding machine. And then to take it off, let's do that. Actually, my brother pointed this out to me, which I think he heard from Musty on YouTube. So this is the fork, and I have no idea how old it is. I guess I could look at the plate to see how old this machine is. But my brother said that lazy forklift drivers will drag the forks on the warehouse floor and slowly grind off steel, so that really old forks, basically the most important area of the fork, which basically is the meat that counteracts the moment arm of the load on the fork, gets ground down. So this is probably missing like 3/8 of an inch of steel, or like around 10 millimeters. And I was worried that basically this fork is derated because it's thinner right where it needs to be the thickest. It should be about as thick as this area, but it's ground down. But fortunately it did not break off while I was loading or picking up the maximum load capacity of this machine, even with the fork extensions, because the fork extensions basically send the moment arm further out, which amplifies the stress on this spot even more. So I was lucky that this didn't break, but if you're buying a used forklift, you may want to check to see how ground down the fork is at the base. So thanks John, my brother, and Musty for pointing that out. And I think we're good for now, but I may want to get new forks at some point. So another nice thing about a forklift is that this gantry crane that I normally use to load molds onto the 250-ton molding machine, you know, over here, I don't think I can actually string it around this corner of equipment and have it go this way to load molds onto this 90-ton molding machine. I think the geometry just doesn't work. I haven't actually tried it yet, but it just seems like it's going to be a hassle. But the nice thing is that this forklift fits in this area, and I can get those forks to be right above where the mold is. You know, basically right above here. But I do have to be careful that the mast, that guy right there, doesn't smack into the rolled up garage. So let me show you. There's a leaf blower guy coming. Whoop, and the sun. So when the forks are basically above the molding machine, the top of the mast right here actually grows higher, and I got to be super careful that I don't dent my rolled up door. So it's kind of a two-stage operation. I've got to bring the forklift in through the door with the mast down, and then raise it up so that the mast top is like up here somewhere, and then the forks are in the right spot here to hang a winch, actually this electric winch right here, to hang the molds and the molding machine. So that actually works out. So I highly recommend getting a forklift if you have a small shop. And one other thing is that this temperature controller right here, which my brother made for me, and I still need to screw down the cover. But so A1, B1, A2, B2 are the heaters designated for the A1, A2, B1, and B2 mold locations of the dual shot molding machine. But we did throw in auxiliary 1 and auxiliary 2, which is convenient because the wires reach from here to the second molding machine. So I don't have to, at this point, get yet another temperature controller to heat up this mold. So we're heating it from the temperature controller over there. So that's kind of cool. Let's see how we're doing. I'm basically filming this while I'm waiting for everything to heat up, and I think we're just about there. I just got another 25 degrees or so on this one heater band, and then I can start molding these parts here today. it's looking like I'm gonna have to pull parts from the back window of the 90-ton machine, similar to what I have to do over here with the 250-ton machine. I tried reaching up and over through that top hole, but the robot end effector could get over it, but I don't think I can get over the gate opening and then drop down to like the mid-level where the mold would be, or where the part in the mold would be, grab it, and then have enough travel to pull the part up, out, and over. I basically stretch the arm out straight, and I can't get up high enough to clear this distance inside. So anyway, it's not ideal to pull safety guards off of molding machines, but this will be in a robot work area, so it's also not ideal to be in this workspace while this robot is running too. And the nice thing is it can pull parts out of this machine and this machine and do higher level assembly. So that's cool. I gotta pull that part out of the molding machine that's opening up. Okay, so we're back over in the warehouse area, and you can see there is the sheet metal brake that is basically parked right where we dropped it off from the forklift when my friend and I moved it over here. We also have that gantry crane that I picked up at that kind of surplus going out of business liquidation sale for that startup company about a year ago as well. And both of those are going to be used for sheet metal products that we're going to get going on. And those will be internal Dragonfly products sold direct to customers. So I'm looking into getting away from doing work for like Silicon Valley startup companies, like business to business, and I'm hopefully going to switch to more business to consumer stuff and build products to sell directly on probably Amazon, like everyone else on Earth does. And of course, these robots here are getting ready for working with the sheet metal brake, as well as a fiber laser system that we are going to make in-house. So this will be an XY gantry system with a 2,000 watt fiber laser to cut out sheet metal flats. And then these robots, these guys here, and the orange robot over there, which you can probably just see, is going to work with the sheet metal brake and the laser cutter to build product, as well as a spot welding tool, one or two of those as well. And then finally, powder coating will happen on the end of this line that will be created with these robots. So it should be pretty fun. So that's the idea, injection molded parts, as well as sheet metal parts with injection molded components within them. So there'll be more on that, but 2025 will be the year of product to customer for Dragonfly Engineering. So stay tuned, and I will show you how all this unfolds, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.